Pokemon has never been without its controversies, but the anime episode Holiday Hi-Jynx, otherwise known as the Christmas Special episode, might be the worst of them all. Let's jump into why. So the episode starts off with what seems to be Jessie and Meow setting a trap for Santa, but plot twist, turns out James is caught in it, and they were actually just testing the trap.
No Santa trap, why?
You caught a James, not a Santa. And can we take a moment to talk about Team Rocket's manor or whatever this is? The only people I know that live in places like this are vampires. We then find out that Jessie hates Santa because she thinks that Santa stole her toy. But not just any toy. Her favorite one. Oh, by the way, Jessie's 100% convinced that Santa is a Jinx. Also, yes, elephant in the room, Jinx looked like this and is depicted as a thief who breaks into homes, and someone at Pokemon HQ just decided that was fine.
Sounds screwy to me. Maybe it was a sugar plum dancing in your head.
Meowth has the best lines in this show, don't at me. Now we cut to Ash and the gang who happen to stumble upon a Jinx. Naturally, Ash's first instinct is to throw hands and try to enslave it, but somehow Jinx gets the wrong idea. Hey, I'm not here to kink shame. They fail to capture the Jinx and they figure it's because
maybe this Jinx got separated from its trainer and that trainer is Santa Claus.
Jinx.
So Santa's not just a real person, but is also a Pokemon trainer. This will be an important detail later.
Jinx is psychically projecting its story into our minds.
Yes, that is exactly the thing that is happening right now. So Jinx went out to shine one of Santa's shoes. Some ice broke off, she got separated, and then got lost. Presumably because Santa had never let her step foot outside of the workshop before. The gang used their water Pokemon to set sail for Santa's workshop, but they eventually get tired. So Ash decides to pull off one of his many feats of superhuman strength, and just pulls the boat on his own, having the same effect as what 4 specifically water-type Pokemon could do. New Age anime nerds have One Punch Man to motivate their fitness, but I had Ash catch him. Except Ash also gets tired and fucking drowns. It's cool though, because apparently Santa also has a Lapras and that saves him, and takes him the rest of the way.
Lapras, this intellectually advanced Pokemon, is able to understand human speech. With its mild temperament, Lapras prefers to carry humans on its back rather than engage in Pokemon battles.
Sorry, the Pokédex calling Lapras intelligent while she's doing zoomies like my cat was just really funny to me. They finally reach the workshop, but Team Rocket is there first. The gang just bully Jessie for her beliefs for no good reason.
You think Santa Claus is a Jinx?
You live in a world with magical creatures and Santa is real, and this is where we draw the line? Jessie retorts this by launching a missile strike and stealing Jinx.
Look, there are tons of Santas.
Phew, okay. That has the same energy of...
Wow, look at all the Piccolos.
Also, damn, sorry Palworld, I guess you really weren't original. Also, you're telling me an old white man owns these Pokemon and has them do manual labor for no pay? Yeah, I think there's a word for that. Team Rocket find the real Santa and tie him up. And then literally in the next scene, Ash and the gang are also just tied up. There's no explanation to how this happens. Really just instills confidence when you're just meant to assume that the protagonist also got tied up somehow. Like, yeah, they're incompetent, let's move on. Jessie calls Santa something I don't think she should be allowed to on daytime TV.
Ho!
Then one of the Jinx hands Jessie her doll, and Santa explained what really happened.
My Jinx was bringing you your presents that Christmas, saw your favorite doll was broken, and brought it back to me so I could fix it. I repaired it in my sleigh and we tried to go back, but you didn't believe in me anymore, and I'm powerless to go where hearts are closed.
Jessie accepts this explanation, but it's still Team Rocket.
Now that you know what happened, you can untie me and give back the presents.
I'm not that grateful. See you later.
But Lapras ain't having any of that shit, and freezes over Team Rocket's whatever this is. Submarine? Ash's Charmander burns through the ropes, which doesn't hurt them at all, apparently. And then in true Ash fashion, he jumps in to help where he's really not needed, ruining everything.
Thanks for the defrost, Charmander.
But Santa says that it's fine, and then proceeds to have the Jinx do one of the most insane things I've ever seen on television.
All right, everyone, use your Psy-Wave.
What? We do get confirmation that Team Rocket survived, but it's way funnier if we don't. Apparently Santa only gives presents in the Kanto region and has never been to Johto because...
No reindeer.
And then takes off on his flaming horse. Alright.
Looks like we're gonna have a white Christmas.
Oh god, don't say that after this episode. Say anything else.
I forgot to tell Santa Claus what I want for Christmas.
Oh, Santa knows. Jinx.
Pika, pika,
This scene has no payoff, by the way. You never find out what those presents are. And then we get to the ending. Team Rocket hear the sleigh bells. They see a Jinx, which implies that their hearts are no longer closed. Which is nice, sure. But look at the moon in this final shot. Maybe this is how Archie flooded Hoenn. Okay, but let's unpack a little bit. If Christmas exists in the Pokemon world, and Santa's a real person, that means Christianity exists? I know people kind of associate Mew with being the Jesus of the Pokemon world, but the diaries in the Gen 1 games mention christening Mew, which means that not only Christianity exists in the games, but it predates Mew. And if you're gonna say, oh, but you're mixing the game lore with the anime lore, they're not necessarily the same.
Then how about this?
What's that?
It's a cross.
So Christianity definitely also exists in the anime. So who is Jesus in this world? Is he Arceus' son? Did Arceus give birth to a human man? This episode really just left me with so many questions, and I hope someone out there can answer them for me. Merry Christmas! If you want to see more offensive Pokemon content, here is the most offensive Pokemon fan game I've ever played.